Lots of small business owners are never taught how to pay themselves, and that confusion can get expensive fast. So in this video, I'm going to simplify it. An LLC versus an S Corp, and which one you should choose. I'm even going to share how this business decision ended up saving me thousands. I'll get into that. But first, my name is Allie Kirkpatrick, and I run 2 independent bookstores, and I'm starting a new small business called Fabled Ice Cream. On my YouTube channel, I share what it's actually like running a few small businesses. This channel covers everything from the numbers to the messy in between. And in this video, we talk about this one topic that seems complicated until you really dive into it. So let's start simple. If you're an LLC, paying yourself is very straightforward. You don't run payroll and you don't pay yourself a salary. You just take what's called an owner's draw. That means your business makes money and you transfer that money from your business account to your personal account. It's that easy. But here is the catch. You get taxed on all of that profit, and you get taxed whether you take that money out or not. And that includes income tax and self-employment tax. So say your business makes $100,000 in profit. You're paying 15.3% on all of that. Now, this is where things started to click for me. At first, when you're making less money, this setup is fine. It's simple and flexible, and you don't need any extra admin. But as your profit grows, so does the self-employment tax. You might find yourself getting to a point where it's like, wait, I'm paying a lot in taxes. Isn't there a better way to structure this? Around then is when I started to look into becoming an S Corp. Here's an important distinction. An S Corp is not a different type of business entity. It's a tax election. So you can still be an LLC and just be taxed as an S Corp. What changes is how you pay yourself. Instead of just taking owner's draws, now you pay yourself a reasonable salary through payroll. And then you take your additional profits as distributions. So here's the big unlock. With an S Corp, you only pay self-employment taxes on your salary, not the entire profit. So let's say your business made $150,000 and you pay yourself a salary of $75,000. You pay the 15.3 self-employment tax only on the $75,000. But that remaining $75K that you take as distributions, you don't pay tax on that. That's where the savings come from. For me, the shift to an S Corp happened when the business was consistently profitable, I had predictable income, and my tax bill started to feel significant. That's usually the signal. You don't want to switch too early because payroll adds complexity. You'll likely need an accountant and a payroll service, and there are additional filing requirements. But once your profits reach a certain level, the tax benefits cover those costs pretty quickly. So here's the part everyone gets stuck on. What is a reasonable salary? The IRS requires that your salary be reasonable, which basically means what would someone else get paid to do your job? What would it cost to replace you in your business? If you had to hire someone tomorrow to do what you do, and that includes managing operations, running events, handling buying, overseeing the team, what would you realistically have to pay them? That's your starting point. For me, I did some research. I looked at owner-operator salaries in retail, and that allowed me to budget what I would actually need to pay someone to replace myself. But most importantly, I worked with my accountant to land on a number that felt realistic. Because it's not actually about minimizing your salary to have the lowest possible tax liability. That's a little fishy and you can get caught. It's about choosing something realistic and then taking the rest as distributions. Let me show you a simple example, because this is where it really starts to make sense. Let's say your business makes $150,000 in profit. If you're an LLC, you're paying self-employment tax on $150,000. That's about 15.3%, so roughly $22,950. But if you're an S Corp, you might pay yourself a $75,000 salary. You pay 15.3% tax on that $75K. That's about $11,475. The remaining $75,000 is then taken as distributions. So there, you've reduced the amount subject to that self-employment tax by half. That's where your savings come from. Now, of course, this isn't free money. You still have payroll costs, accounting fees, more admin, but once your profits reach a certain point, it's definitely worth it. If you're building a business from scratch and you're starting to make a real profit, this is something worth understanding early. And if you want more real breakdowns like this with the numbers, decisions, and what actually works, check out this video right here.